I'm Dr. Rees. I'm a purpose and confidence scientist. I serve as a confidence coach. I'm born and raised in Tacoma. I went to Foss High School, and then I went to Highline Community College, and I played small ball at Simpson University. Went there for a couple years, and I played professional basketball, and then I became a college coach, and then now I coach people. And I share a little bit of this and a little bit of my story overview, so that way you know who is standing up here in front of you, and then also you can catch some pictures from that. But I'm a full-time entrepreneur. This is what I do, and I only do what I would do for free. You see where it says major in my passion? So if you're like, what should I major in? Whatever you would do for free, that's what you major in. Whatever the thing that gives you organic energy, that gets you excited and pumped up and wakes you up, you're like, yo, I would absolutely love to jump and go do this. That's the thing that you major in. I majored in youth ministry, psychology, coaching, and then I got my doctorate in leadership. So all the things that I like, I just love. But it wasn't just leadership, it was leadership of humans and cultures and psychology and all that kind of stuff, because I would study this stuff for fun. So if you're trying to figure out what should I do, you major in your passions. And so now I get to create a world that is surrounded by things that, like, if I wouldn't do it for free and for fun, then I literally choose not to do it. So I've traveled a little bit. I've been to all 50 states. I've been to 33 countries. I have Airbnbs. I have a couple different properties. I love to do dangerous things like zip line in the Dominican and also skydive. And then I have an amazing family. But in the midst of all of that, I've been through some things. So through my collegiate journey, my freshman year, I almost failed out. I had a 1.95 GPA. Anybody ever been there? Or did somebody just judge me? Somebody was like, what? Yes, I had a 1.95 GPA because I didn't know how to handle the 8 S's of being a student athlete. The 8 S's of being a student athlete. You have sports, school, sleep, social media, social life, self-care, sustenance, and salary. And then really the bonus is spirituality. I didn't know how to handle all of them. So I got to college and was like, how do I do this? Nobody taught me how to be a successful student athlete. So I almost failed out just simply because I didn't know. And I also didn't know how to ask how. And I also didn't have any like role models on any of it either. And so it wasn't until my coach was like, hey, if you don't get your grades up, you can't play. You're going to fail out. I was already out of community college. I was like, where am I going to go after this? I can't go back to high school. Right? And I was like, and I didn't have a plan B. So I was like, I need to figure this joint out. So I had to figure out, how do I not fail out of college, and how do I get good enough to play? Again, I'm already at the CC level. Like, if I'm sitting on the bench here, where else am I gonna go, right? So I had to change my entire life around. If I was gonna manage these 8 S's and 9 S's in a way that that felt authentic to me, in a way that allowed me to be confident, I had to be able to dodge a whole lot of things. So I made a whole lot of sacrifices. That might be the 10th S. I had a whole lot of sacrifices. I started getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is the same time I got up today. So I've been doing this for a minute, because I realized if I want to live this expansive of a life, I have to get up earlier, right? If I want to do everything I want to do, I have to get up earlier. But in that, I end up being able to turn my life around. I raise my grades, I transfer, I go to a 4-year. I'm so excited, I bust my butt. I'm one of the hardest workers, full scholarship, all those things. And then guess what I do? I tear my knee. If you felt me, thank you. Just tear my knee. I tear my knee and I'm like, God, what the heck? That's not supposed to happen. I stopped doing all the things I thought I wasn't supposed to do. I started doing all the right things I thought I was supposed to do. I'm out here kicking butt, taking names, all these things, and then I tear my knee. So then once I tear my knee, a couple months later, I get a phone call that my grandma has a heart attack. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, me and my grandma are like this. Then she survived, thank God she's dead now, but a couple years later. I know, super sad. We're talking about mental health. Life is real. I'm not about to sugarcoat anything. So then a couple months later, I'm in the library doing homework, and I get a phone call from my dad. And he says, Kiva got shot in the head. And I said, what? And I thought he said hand. So I'm typing, doing my homework in the library. Then I go out, and then my mom calls me and says, did you hear? Kiva passed. And that's my little sister. She was 19. Murdered. I have no idea who did it. So I'm giving you like a couple months span. I'm in my junior year. I think I'm on top of it. I'm doing my thing. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I wake up the next day and I go to class. because I got class, I got practice. So I wake up and I keep doing the things that I know because that's all I know. And when we talk about showing up for a teammate, my teammates were there that night, but I'm not sure I ever really seen them again. So if you don't know how to check in with the teammate, you follow up. Don't just do it that day or that time. I don't care what the situation may be. It may not be as drastic as what mine was, but you have to keep following up, because anybody can check in today, but if you're not consistent, then what does it matter? So I end up trying to use that pain to plunge me into the life that I'm living now. But then I start getting all these accolades. I'm killing it. First team all-league student athlete, hooper, I'm back, I'm all these different things. So then my accolades become my identity, right? All the things that I'm winning, all the awards, going pro, graduating high from a 1.95 to a 4.0, graduating cum laude, all those different things, that becomes my identity. So now I got to figure out, how in the world do I manage my faith, my sexuality, my identity, these accolades, all these different things in one, and still, I guess, just survive. But back then, I'm that old to say back then, we weren't having these kind of conversations. So I'm proud of y'all for being in this space, to being willing to have the conversation. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. I go overseas, I play pro. You talk about not fitting in, I don't fit in. Some of us are kind of the same color, but I'm American, I'm not Brazilian. Those are two different things. So now I'm that much more alone, out of space, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to manage all these things, so I come home. Like, our season was over, but I ended up never really going back. And so then I start coaching, and then I end up getting my first head coaching job at the age of 25. I'm so excited. And then about 3 months into it, I get another phone call. My mom never woke up. And my mom and I were besties. So again, I'm hit in the jaw, like, how do I even survive? It's my first time being a head coach. My best friend is gone. What do? I grieve. I figure it out. So when I think about mental health, I think about grief kind of hand in hand, because that's been the thing that's really pushed me towards having to have this conversation. For some people, it might just be grieving leaving their sport or leaving school. For some people, it might be the transitioning or leaving home, or it might be an injury. But for me, it was pretty much all of them. And I think it's so that way I can be in this space to be able to hopefully empower and pour into you. So those are some of the things I've had to navigate. And then a couple years ago, my grandma gets diagnosed with cancer and kidney this and that, and she gets diagnosed and dead within 6 days. Right now, my dad is in a rehabilitation center from getting out of the hospital, from being there from like 8 weeks, like right now. So I'm talking about resilience. So when we're talking about mental health, a part of your mental health, your mental performance and mental fortitude is your ability to be resilient. If you don't know how to be resilient, life is gonna life, and you're gonna be like, oh my, what is happening to me? Life is doing its job, but you have to do yours back. So what we're talking about is competing. So say compete with confidence. Compete with confidence. Say it like you mean it, compete with confidence. Compete with confidence. Because I'm such a competitor, like, I'm not about to race you to this chair. I can care less about that. But you're not about to beat me off of the things that was made for me. Does that make sense? Like, there's two different things, right? Like, some people are really competitive in certain areas of life. Some people are competitive in every area of life. But I want you to compete for you. Like, I want you to compete for you being the you that you were created to be. Every single one of you have a purpose, but if you don't compete to live your purpose out back against life, it's gonna be a wrap. So when we talk about competing with confidence, I'm not just talking about winning in your sport, I'm talking about winning in life.